The Business Journal Roundtable Series is sponsored by Advanced Technology Partners.
What about the dams in the Leavittsburg Dam? The controversy there, it's in court. How many dams have been removed? Where do we stand? And can the whole Leavittsburg thing mess everything up?
Just to kind of give a high-level overview of all the dams so far, Lowellville and Struthers completely out. The Warren Summit Street Dam completely removed. So those three dams are out of the river. In those sections, the river's back to free flowing. I think there might still be a little bit of work left to finish up in Warren, but the actual dam structure itself has been taken out.
That leaves 6 total then, because there's 9 total.
Correct.
Yeah, so that leaves 6. 3 are in the city of Youngstown. One is almost what they call a riffle. It's where metal and different things have flowed down the river and stopped. So it's not what you traditionally see as a low-head dam, but it's enough that it still needs to be removed. Those 3, though, the issue that's kind of holding some of those up are property acquisition, because you have to be able to access the parts where the dam are located. You have to be able to get there. You have to be able to mobilize construction and demolition vehicles and different things like that. So those things are underway, but that's just part of the process. But those are all slated to be removed if everything is, working as it should by 2026, 2027. And then we have the Girard Dam. That is the largest dam, and funding is underway for that one. And that one is being looked at as we speak. And because an industry does still rely on that low head dam, so that one adds a layer of to be a little bit more complicated. However, people are still coming to the table to have that discussion, which is amazing. So that one hopefully will be underway in the next couple years as well. And then we have our Main Street Dam in Warren, so there still is one more dam in Warren, and then again the Leavittsburg Dam that you brought up. If that one was obviously slated to come out this summer, that obviously there's things that are contentious about that particular one. I think it's mainly associated with residential properties being so close to the river and the back of their properties aligning that river. So I understand that people would have concerns to the change of what that would mean, given that the water level will decrease. As a result, that's just what happens when you remove a low-head dam, because the purpose of a low-head dam is to keep water levels high. And that was their purpose back in the day for cooling and different things for the industrial buildings that were there. So again, understand that there's concerns there that the water level will drop a little bit, exposing certain things and other things that people rely on when the water level was up. Now, I would say I did think about this in terms of a water trail and how it would affect if the Leavittsburg Dam somehow was not there. Right now, it would stop that ability to take a kayak or some sort of water vessel from Newton Falls, for example, or if you were to launch somewhere there, it does stop you. You're right. You're not going to get any further than that dam. And then you'd have to get on after that dam. So it would mess up the ability to take the Blue Trail all the way through all these different communities, et cetera. That right now, all the communities want their dams out because they want people to utilize the river to access their communities. So, for example, Niles, it's harder to access their river. However, once people can make it all the way from potentially Warren to Niles, they're going to have a riverfront park there that's being developed, and that they would love people to get out in their community, go into their downtown, whatever that may be, and spend time there, because that's the economic development booster. You want people coming on and off the river in your community. So it would stop that flow, and then also ultimately it would stop the ability for the river to continue to clean itself, to keep that dam there. And then again, the safety aspect, we haven't really talked about that too much, but I would say as a parent, as a person in this community, the scariest thing about the Mahoning River to me is not the water quality, it's those low-head dams because of how dangerous they are. Just looking at one instills fear in me, because I know that they basically are a death trap. So for me, that's the other issue. So yes, it affects that people would be able to navigate on the water all the way down through the other communities. It would affect the water quality, but again, you still have an extremely dangerous component of something right in your back, right in a community. But that's the high-level status of the dams, but they technically all are slated for funding to be removed over the next 2 to 3 years, if everything goes according to plan.
The Business Journal Roundtable Series is sponsored by Advanced Technology Partners.